right, guys, let's start off just with a grip break first. Then I'm going to bring into a Russian and some creative stuff, all right? So, grip break. Let's talk about this really quick. In order to grip break, some special tough grips, I need 2 points of contact. One's going to be underneath the gi, and one's going to be on top. Typically when it passes, we grab the gi, and we try to, there's 2 ways I like to do this. Attacking the thumb a little bit, somebody try to squish the thumb and push down. Works pretty good most of the time, all right? But I was just watching Jimmy Pedro's like grip breaking stuff. He had a nice thing he did, like a slap. He actually hit the forearm, almost like you hit yourself at an inside spot. It kind of makes the wrist like a little dead and the hand feel a little numb. So instead he's kind of popping it off, all right? So we're gonna start off like that. He's gonna get that grip, and on the outside, so you guys can see, I don't want a loose grip here. I actually want to start trying to gather the fabric in so that my like knuckles are starting to kind of control his ulnar. Okay, I want to feel like outside control. Now my hands almost like popping together. My hand like almost a palm strike and popping it off all at once. All right, does that make sense? Questions on that? Just get that feel of breaking the grip, and we'll go from there. All right. So let's go into the Russian. And when a Russian, we're gonna get. Do you want to go? Yeah, go right through the passover and go right through the shoulder bump off that. Okay. So guys, just so you know, we're position today. We're gonna get to a fight from this called Sukui Nage position. There's a lot we're gonna do off that. But getting there is gonna be a little creative. So we're gonna use the Russian to get there. So still the same thing. Sean's gonna get his grip break. Go ahead.
And then when I get here, I want to control this wrist. I need to switch my hand so I'm here, and I step in and step here as I pull the arm into my Russian. So I really pressure down with my shoulder. Now when I pressure down with my shoulder, it allows me to push forward a little bit and clear forward with my hand. That's where my space comes from. Once I come here, I can have this or this. You'll probably end up here the way you have it. Tight here with this near arm really, really tight. Pressuring down with my shoulder. And I push forward with my arm to give me space to get in as I step back, lowering my level.
Stay right there. See what he's doing? I am literally holding on to him right now so I don't fall over. That's the feel you always want to have. That I'm almost sitting on Sean, all right? Really important, the Sukui Nage concept itself. You guys are just watching, just without the arms. I'm not just trying to come behind Sean, all right? You're trying to cut an angle where your knee like and bumps. Like that's the feeling of it. You're trying to make a shelf for his ass to your leg. Okay, so you're doing that, you're coming through off that Russian, right? Try to clear through, you know, like this leg, like almost like stomp. That space. That clear? Okay, one more time.
So I'm here, do the grip break, and when I switch, it's the most important part here is that I'm pulling, and this arm comes in. So I'm pulling and turning simultaneously. That's where all my pressure down comes.
It should suck in the elbow like that one did.
And then as I'm here, my hips stay facing forward as I give myself a little room and come here. My hips do not turn here. I float them this way.
Pull. Sure.
Here, clear, switch, get your Russian, yourself room, and step in.
Guys, you have both hands. What's unique about this one is both hands are in front. And when you're doing this arm is almost like it's like clamping and wrapping that far leg.
So the concept is physically with your arm instead of your 2 legs. One in front, one in back.
Kind of, yes.
It's more of a shelf.
Yeah.
You want to imagine shelving the person
like
on this leg.
Stable. Like I should feel like I'm sitting. All right, that is the feeling. You have to get to that position. All right, cool. Go work it. This is great. A couple key points on this I saw. I was just talking closer to and James. So as you're gonna do a break, as you're going through that Russian, it's very important that I'm trying to get his center of gravity lower, and I want to stress the arm. All right. One of the ways to stress the arm, like last year, teaching one of the combatives classes, we're going over a Russian concept. Not a Russian concept. Trying to break the arm. I'm like, so my shoulder comes through. It's like bam, an arm strike. He's actually turning his arm away because he knows what's happening. He's like, no, I don't want to take that straight arm lock. Imagine a quick arm lock. That's essentially what's happening. So a big part of that Russian is causing that discomfort. I also don't want it to stay right here. Even if I go lower, I have to have like this tilting effect. Sorry. Shoulder drives down, hand drives up. So I have to be like this. What happened to Sean's structure already, right? So we can together, you can dip him down and then you drive this. Both these hands come through and grab, okay? Now, I'm stopping right here, but eventually it's gonna be quick. All I'm gonna do now is try to shoot this leg out farther and sit. All right? That's the first simple takedown. It really happens off the entrance to that Sukui Nage. So I'm gonna clear, boom, I get my Russian, and then I shoot all in one. And I've got it. Does that make sense? Really where this technique came from, the Russian setup was going forward right off the bat. But I want you guys to stabilize it first because we're going to the chaining. So again, you're here, you got your grip. Again, nice tight grip. Try both. You want to try to peel, try to slap, pass it over, establish a Russian. Now, to establish a Russian, Sean and I were talking about before. If I want to have pressure in that arm, doesn't mean that I need to walk forward in the arm. I drop the hip, all right? So my left hip goes back as I drop. What this does, that loads my left leg for that stop to the outside leg. Boom. And now I sit this leg out. As I'm doing this, I'm making be sure to stay stable. I don't want to be like loose. I'm in like a reverse side control type position. Hard leg, pushing into my elbows, capturing his other leg. Does that make sense? Slide away from the wall a little bit. So here, boom, control, in, sorry, dust. Cool? There's this transition point on the way down that some of you guys are missing. So off that, boom, all right, I get here, I go for my takedown, and then I'm just like, kind of like loosey, all right? We're just gonna get too scrambly, and I'm almost in a losing position. We're like 50-50, but like, he almost, without this arm, he's got almost a better beat on me. Does that make sense? So what you have to learn to do is on the fall, on the transition down, okay, I'm actually like cheating up and pushing into him on the way down. So I'm actually getting nice and high and onto him. You heard a nice little exhale on the way down? That's me adjusting, boom, hard into his floating ribs. Does that make sense? So that you gotta have that, or this technique goes to shit. You can have him take down, you have no control after, then you got nothing. Question? Okay. So, same exact thing. Boom. Control. Now I'm gonna come through. I hit it. I adjust myself, all right? So, yes, we can get the honey hole from here, but we're gonna go something a little different. So I'm actually gonna start trying to get my body weight, get a crisscross his leg. When he gets a crisscross his leg, I'm gonna stay over top of it and get my Kirikin. So I'm coming over hook, and now that sometimes they'll just turn into you do this already, they'll get their knee up. Great. So I want to feel it, and I want this almost trapping my elbow, and then my lead with the edge of my hand, and I figure four underneath. Okay, I'm not done yet. All right, so this is uncomfortable. Now I'm just gonna trap this leg and I'll pull down and up. All right, hey, calf crusher, foot block, and it hurts so good. All right, so again, I'm here. I can come over, pull it, crisscross it, feed. I want to get this trap, and it claps underneath. All right, so now it's uncomfortable. I now see that leg dangling. My far leg just comes over the top and winging into me.
See his face. As soon as he does that, he uses his face like that.
Is that like Cemento Eddie Bravo?
It just hurts a lot.
Yeah, he asked
Where's that
hurts
from?
everything.
I've never seen that.
I don't know. We were playing around and it's just something. Yeah. But it works.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot. You will. I like reverse. I'll be easy now. I like reverse side because you do have options for the legs. It's just kind of fun to play with, right? And there's a very common response. Their knees come up, whether they cross instinctually or not. So it's not hard. This is the hard part. Once you get the cross, it's now just learning to kind of adjust my body weight to find that hook. All right. Now you've got a tight grip on it, and let's do it one more time for fun. And there it is. All right. I'll be. All right. So far, still Costa and Sabrina were really hard to do it to, and you can do them to the thing is, you had to be really adamant about pulling this heel almost pat. They have good rotation. Like I could get their heels like almost over here. So when you're having it, the more I pulled that way towards my chest, past his own ass, that's to get the most tension. So that I'm really trying to secure this foot to his ass. That makes everything else work really easily, okay? So let's not get into that. I just wanted to give you guys that point. You can play with it after this one. Let's get into the single leg version. All right, so, you make me fly? All right, so another variation off of that Sukui Nage entrance. Go ahead.
So again, we come here, get our Russian, and when I step in, he steps back. When I do, let go of this arm, come under, right in the crook of the knee, and I actually want this hand, my far hand, to be underneath. I want to be like making a bicep here. I want to lock here and make my forearm part of his leg. Pull it very tight back, right towards his hip. And all I do here is torque down and pull back. Torque down and pull back. Here. And more smoothly, it ends up being like a roll back single. You come here and push that way. So here, here, I step through, he steps back, comes right here.
This is very common in this entrance, that you may hit them, they get farther away from you, can't get that back leg. So this is how you train it.
So I actually want to punch this way as I dig my elbow into his thigh and turn. Well, you might end up here, you might end up here. This is the more likely option.
So from there, really quick, all Sean's to do is start turning in, and his left hand is gonna grab my far collar over here. This one. And then just keeps driving and driving to pass. Okay? So one more time, the whole thing.
So I clear my grip, I come to the Russian, I step, he steps away, under, so back, here.
Cool?
Could you do one more time, please?
One more time. Question?
Yeah, Sean. Could you make that more violent if you stood up as well?
It would kind of defeat your purpose because you really want, when I'm here in this position, I really want this, my leg, my arm, his leg, my elbow. I need all of this very, very, very tight to make this lever possible.
Yeah, it's not like I'm being lifted. It's more of a rotation, like he's like kicking my hip that way, and I have to tell him I'm sliding off. I'm really balanced. So he's got a good shelf, and that's it's keeping his leg way off the ground. He's just keeping that structure and finishing it.
I cannot overpower this hip. Cannot do it. But I can force it to rotate by, again, keeping this elbow very tight and just pulling this way. And then here.
Yes? Do it.